Thank you so much for checking out our podcast. If you find this informational and enjoy it, please make sure to like and share it with your friends. That being said, enjoy the podcast.
Are y'all gonna start this or what?
Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom. Do that, what? Hit that motorbike, ayy, do that, what? Hit that motorbike, ayy, New Orleans Saints fans in the building. Who that nation? It was a gang, gang. New Orleans Saints, we gonna ride. Hit that motorbike, ayy, poppin' the wheelie, we going live. Hit that motorbike, ayy, crank it up, modified. Hit that motorbike, ayy, hit that motorbike, ayy, hit that motorbike, ayy. Who that nation? We on the ride. Hit that motorbike.
Hey MTV, welcome to our podcasting channel.
Welcome to Bear Talks.
Yep.
You got me, Randy.
J Money.
Rebecca.
So this is going to be a podcast we're starting once a week, every week. It's normally going to be on Fridays. This one should be going up earlier than Friday just because of what it's about. So if you don't know the song that we came in on, it is Hit That Motorbike. It was made from Lafayette, Louisiana. We're going to put a link to it in the description. It was for the New Orleans Saints. Because the New Orleans Saints, they went all the way to the NFC Championship, killing it. And, you know, the NFL, that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah.
So, championship weekend, y'all might be sick and tired of hearing about it. It might just tear you up every time you think about it like it does us.
You probably heard all this, and it breaks your heart every time you hear it, but...
You've probably heard a lot of things about it. Maybe you haven't heard much. Maybe not into sports, maybe not into football. But if you're into football at all, it doesn't matter what fan you are affected in some kind of way by this. So what we're here to talk about is Championship Sunday. So the games that went on, it was the New Orleans Saints versus the LA Rams in New Orleans. And it was the Patriots versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City.
Yep.
So, one detail to look at is it's been many a year, 5 or 6 years, since the away team has gone to the Super Bowl and won the championship game. Well, both away teams won this year. It's not the fact that they won that's the issue, it's the manner in which they did it.
Different things that happen.
The refs are under some serious heat this week.
Yeah.
After these two games. I'm telling you, like, they are down, people are down the refs' throats, they're calling for answers, and they're calling for people's jobs.
But of course, they've been silent about all of it.
The NFL itself has not done much to actually say anything about it. So we're going to start with the Saints game. So we're going to go back to the Saints game, and it's the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. And just less than 2 minutes, the Saints line up, hike the ball, Drew Brees, quick throw.
Like the goat he is.
So running all the way across the field is Nicole Roby-Coleman. If you watch the replay, that man literally went from one side of the field all the way to the other and hit number 11, Tommy Lee Lewis, before the ball was even next to him.
Yeah.
Now,
We're gonna show y'all a video.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So normally it's okay if you hit the wide receiver as the ball's getting there. But when I'm telling you this man ran all the way across the field, that's exactly what happened. He leveled Tommy Lee Lewis. And do one of y'all want to say what happened with the refs?
Well, one of them, like, they saw it blatantly. Like, there's plenty of, like, video and picture proof that, like, the refs saw it. And then I think Sean Payton and the other ref was about to throw the flag. And if you look at the video, the ref's like, chill, dude, chill. Like, he was just like, don't throw it.
Even though the ref clearly saw it and was about to throw it because he knew that it was a penalty.
He reached for the flag, and another guy walked up and said, "Do not throw the flag."
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, and he's like really just like really exaggerated, like stop, like don't do it. Like he was really adamant about like not throwing a flag for whatever reason.
You can look at it from any replay angle you want, and it only gets worse. We're going to show you guys a clip right now.
Quick snap. Braves. Two officials talk to each other. Crowd's going crazy as there's no flag right on the Saints sideline.
Okay, now that you've seen that, if you know football at all, it should be very apparent that he had no way of catching that ball because of Colby Roman. I can't even say his name right. Roby Coleman. Oh my goodness, I can't.
Okay, it's the first podcast where
we're getting there. We're getting there. Hopefully they won't see the mistakes.
But yeah, like I don't watch. I mean, I say I'm like an average person who watches football. I'm not like super into it, but I'm not out of the blue.
It's like a spectrum. You have like Randy, a super fan.
Yeah.
And then like I go to the games.
She was at the championship.
Yeah, my dad has season tickets, and I begged him for like a month. I was like, "Hey, Dad, hit me up with the NFC Championship." So he's like, "All right." I went there, and literally, like the play happened. We're all like, "Okay, that warranted some kind of a flag," but we were like on the opposite side of the field. And then the replay played once, and then it played twice, and then it played a third time. And each play after that, the whole Superdome was just filled with boos. Like you could just feel it, like your body was like vibrating with how loud it was. Just people getting angry, dropping the F-bombs left and right. And then the next play, the Saints went the field goal, and then the announcer usually goes it's good, and like the entire time we didn't give a care about that. It was just boo and everything.
And the thing is, when it comes down to it, that cost us the game. It did.
Yeah.
It cost us the game. And NFL executives have told Sean Payton, who's the coach of the New Orleans Saints, if you don't know, they have told him they were wrong. They should have called it.
Well, because he called them like right after the game. Immediately after the game
And
what happened?
They told him that the refs called it wrong.
Yeah.
But with the refs like stopping each other from calling it, it just
There's a little
doesn't.
bit more than
It
meets
doesn't-
the eye. You
Yeah.
know.
It seems like something is definitely wrong here, and it's not just they missed the call. It was they intentionally did not call it.
Yeah, and then someone even recreated on Madden, like the exact play and
Yes.
everything, and then they turned the settings off to where like they didn't call him the
They
interferences.
they put the pass interference call to 0% like chance that they're gonna call it, and they recreated the exact same play the exact same way. There's film of it. I don't know if we can get in the video, but there's film of it. Where the exact same thing happened, and on 0% pass interference, they still called pass interference in the game. And the game's not good at calling pass interference.
Yeah.
I've been playing Madden for 6 years, and I've seen pass interference like I can count on 2 hands how many times I've seen that penalty called. So the fact that they recreated the play and it was called in the game
It's crazy.
blows my mind. So that's just the first controversial play. That's the play that everyone's gonna remember.
Yeah.
It has been argued multiple times in the last week that this was the biggest blown call in NFL history.
Yeah, because like sports analysts are like still talking about it. Like I saw a video like coming
Yeah,
out, and they're still talking about
It's
it.
currently Sunday, and I've seen people talking about it from the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's not just, oh, it was a missed call, whatever, we're going to move on. It was, what is going on with the refs? The fact that they didn't call this. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I think like one of the videos I saw, like they were debating it because a lot of these calls are one of the like, or I guess like the biggest like, I guess you can call it like plays. There's always been a gray area. Like it's always been controversial because people can't decide like, did this really happen? Did this really happen? But what makes this, I guess, play like stand out in general, and anyone who's not biased can agree with this, like it is apparent that deserved a flag. That like there was no like gray area of, oh, he didn't push him, or the like technicalities.
He clean ran into him. Helmet
There's
first.
no arguing. Like everyone will agree to that, including their own Rams players. Like the guy like looked back expecting like, oh my god, like is he gonna like throw a flag or something?
He couldn't believe he got away with it.
Yeah.
Roby Coleman said after the game, yeah, that was pass interference.
Yeah.
He said it himself. If he's saying it, NFL executives are saying it, a ton of Saints fans, including other NFL fans, are saying it, and yet nothing is happening.
Yeah.
Nothing is happening for this. Blows my mind. So we did some digging, and Rule 17, Chapter 2, Article 3 states that in the... Wait, I got this. It's... Where's my phone at?
Go Randy, go.
I actually have it pulled up.
We're getting
And-
some NFL science in here.
Yeah. If the Rule 17, Section 2, Article 3 is penalties for unfair acts, and it says the reverse of a game's result or rescheduling of a game either from the beginning or from the point at which the extraordinary act occurred. Some people might argue this is not an extraordinary act, but it literally decided the game.
Yeah.
So
Because you said something like we could have run down the clock to 4 seconds.
yes, had the catch been made or the pass interference call the flag had been thrown, either one of those two things occurred. They already did the math right after the play happened. We could have either just kneeled. We could have just kneeled it 3 times, and there would have been 4 seconds left. That's not including running it. We had 2 timeouts. We could have ran it as low as we want. Then we could have kicked the extra point. I mean the field goal. And people will argue, what if he missed? Well, it was a chip shot field goal. Will Lutz has made. I think he'd made all but 2 of his field goals all year long. The odds of him missing that were slim to absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And if you argue and you say, well, they could have made up for it in overtime. And that is where the argument continues for this podcast in the sense of we were never going to win this game. We were never going to win this game because we went to overtime. You know, they kicked the field goal, whatever. They did a good job. They did a good job of running it. They had the time, whatever. Fine. They did a great job getting down the field and kicking the 40-something yard field goal. I don't have a problem with that in the sense of how they got down the field. Whatever. Saints win the coin toss, and now we have the ball. Now there's hope in New Orleans again, and everything's great. I am still arguing at this point that we stand no chance because of these refs.
Yeah.
And I say that because we get a couple plays, we're going down the field, everyone's hyped, everyone's still thinking the Saints can go to the Super Bowl, and then the play happens. Drew Brees hikes the ball. He takes it back. As he's going to throw, Fowler, who is a defensive lineman for the Rams, hits him on the arm, ball flies out wonky. Everything goes wrong for the Saints possible in this play that the NFL is supposed to cover. The NFL is supposed to say, if this happens, there's a penalty flag. If this happens, there's a penalty flag. If this happens, there's a penalty flag. They didn't throw a flag on this play. Well, guess what happened? Fowler hits Drew Brees, knocks him to the ground with his full weight of his body on top of him.
After he throws it.
After he throws it. And there's a rule in the NFL that states if this happens, if the full weight of the player goes into the quarterback, there's supposed to be a roughing the passer penalty. There's a personal foul, 15 yards, and the interception is negated. That's step 1. That's as the ball's flying out. That should be a penalty. Moving on. If you look, John Johnson is the one that intercepted the ball. He held Michael Thomas, our star wide receiver. He held him. So he's holding him, and that's before the ball gets near him. As the ball is getting near him, he's pulling on him, which is pass interference. That's 2 penalties they could have called. They didn't call either of them. Well, lo and behold, John Johnson holds Michael Thomas, backs up, catches the ball, interception, Rams have the ball.
Yeah. He almost pushes off of him, really. Holds him, and then realizes that the ball is coming, pushes off of him,
Falls
uses that
backwards,
momentum
gets the interception.
to catch it.
Absolutely insane. Michael Thomas can't believe it after the play. He's looking for a
Yeah,
penalty.
you can see his hand just up, what?
And so the argument is, it was a tip ball, therefore it's not pass interference, which the usual rule is, if it's a tip ball, not pass interference. But a tip ball in the NFL means that it was touched in some way, shape, or form as it's coming out of the quarterback's hands or on the way there. It was never touched. Fowler hit him right here as he's throwing the ball, which that's understandable why it came out wonky. But that's not tipping the ball. That's just hitting him in the arm. That's no way, shape, or form tipping it. So that's another penalty that they should have gotten. Either way, the one at the end of the game, we win the game. That one, that penalty, no matter which one it would have been, set us up at midfield. Guess what? I believe in Drew Brees. I think if the refs called penalties like they should have, there's no way we lose this game to the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
Now, the NFL is not going to do anything about it. Many Saints players and Saints fans have come forward. The owner of the Saints organization came forward.
There's a petition.
Mrs. Benson
has
it's
over 700,000 signatures right now.
But it really can't, because the thing is about the article and the rules that you can't, that's not enough. Petitions aren't really going to do anything. It's just enough people to say,
hopefully
hey,
it brings awareness.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
It brings awareness, but that's not what's going to cause it, because something crazy would have had to happen, like the power go out or like someone like getting
like,
sick on the field. But
what-
then why do we have that rule to begin with if we
What's
can't
the
use
point
it?
of the rule? They've said this already. If they're not going to use the rule in this game, they're
shouldn't
never
have
going to
it.
use it.
Right.
They're never. What's the point of
Like
the rule?
this is like the prime example of like when you should use this rule. I don't think it's ever been
The
used,
game
has it?
literally, no, it's never been used. The game literally was decided off this play.
Yeah.
You can argue it as you want. You can say that it went to overtime. Well, it was decided off that play too.
And people have
Two
also
plays where we
argued
got
that
screwed.
like the Saints could have done better, like those field goals at the beginning. Okay, fine, but like we did enough to win
But
the game.
it doesn't matter because the New Orleans Saints won the game and they had
Yeah.
it stripped from them. Now, we're not just here to talk about the Saints game. We're going to recognize that we weren't the only team that got screwed this weekend.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs didn't have a good time either. The Chiefs, they did what they could. They had an amazing comeback. It was almost enough to beat Tom Brady. But the thing about Tom Brady is Tom Brady has all the refs in his back pocket. Tom Brady will be known as the greatest of all time. And Drew Brees will never have that. Drew Brees will never have that, even though he's broken almost every rule the NFL has to. I mean, not every rule. Every record.
Drew Brees is not a rule breaker, Randy.
Come on, Randy.
He's a man. A
Brees
man's
has
man.
broken almost every record a quarterback can break in the NFL. Most consecutive games with a passing
Yeah.
touchdown. Most passing yards by an NFL quarterback in their career. Most touchdowns in the regular season in a career. He's broken all these things, but he'll never be seen as the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Very simply because Tom Brady has all the refs in his back pocket. Deflategate didn't matter. Still won the Super Bowl. This last weekend, well, it's one of the last drives of the game where the Kansas City Chiefs made a miraculous comeback, and it doesn't matter because multiple things. You have the Chiefs punting to the Patriots. As Julian Edelman reaches down to get the ball, it apparently never touched his hands, but somehow slightly changed direction. The Chiefs picked it up, ran in for a touchdown. Guess what? They reviewed the play because Tom Brady and the Patriots have all the refs in their back pocket. They reviewed the play. The fans looked at it. Yes, it bounced off the fingers. Great. Chiefs have a touchdown. The game is over.
Yeah.
The game is done. The Chiefs are up by 2 scores. It's literally impossible. But wait, the refs say it never touched his
Alas.
fingers. It never touched his fingers.
It's insane.
And there's video
Crazy.
footage of a ref telling Tom Brady, "We got your back."
Yeah.
That, like,
another
just-
play that
Legit
happened.
video footage.
Another play that
Insane.
happened was Tom Brady drops back, throws the ball, and guess what? It doesn't work out for him. Oh, but wait, the refs are there. Oh no, the D lineman for the Chiefs, Jones, slaps him across the chest. Oh no, roughing the passer. So that's where I go back to the Saints game.
Yeah.
The lineman Fowler for the Rams literally knocked Breeze down with
Yeah.
his weight on top of him, no penalty. This
They, like,
this
grabbed his
D
helmet,
lineman
too.
from the Chiefs slaps Brady on the chest like this. Brady doesn't fall. Brady doesn't
No.
stumble back. Brady doesn't get hit in the face mask. But there's a 15-yard penalty
Because
that
it was
keeps
like
the
Brady
Patriots
and then
in the game.
the Patriot guy right here, and like the Chief guy like leaned over him and just went like that.
Down on the chest. But he's a man. Like he's a pro football player.
Right.
If this is like roughing the passer, they can't
Please.
even touch him anymore. Like
Right.
Yeah.
So the Chiefs got screwed on both occasions. Guess what? The Chiefs had to come back in the last second and kick a field goal to go to overtime.
Yeah.
And they still lost because whenever it comes to if you have the refs in your pocket, you win.
You can win
you just
anything.
win. You just
Yeah.
win every game. And the Chiefs got screwed. The Saints got screwed. It should be New Orleans versus Kansas City.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 53. But here we are having to have this conversation because the refs didn't do their job. The refs should be getting in deep trouble. Guess what? They're probably getting a fat paycheck that they're going to spend on whatever they want. And no one's going to talk about it because these guys are, they're told these teams need to win. And now we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Boston or the New England Patriots. And I'm sure the NFL thinks that's going to make them a lot of money, a lot more
It
than...
really
But,
isn't because
yeah,
like
if you really look at the facts,
But that's what I'm saying.
like
Yeah.
the
They just
Saints have
lost all
broken
of
like viewing
Louisiana.
records altogether. Like even though we're a small franchise, it goes
We
to
bring
show
in
you
the
like you
most
can look it up.
numbers,
Like
really.
we bring in like the most numbers. I think this year alone, like we broke the record for the most viewed like Thursday night and Tuesday night football. I think it was like against like Dallas and like another team that we broke like the most views in like NFL history for those like Thursday night football and Tuesday night football, whatever it is. And so that's why like everyone's like, oh, like the Saints fans like shouldn't watch Super Bowl, which I'm not gonna watch it because it's a waste of time.
And
Because
that's
like,
another point we're gonna bring up is that
Yeah.
we think that this might be the least viewed Super Bowl in history.
Because-
at least we hope, honestly.
well, I mean,
hope,
ticket
because-
prices already dropped down.
Well, that's the thing.
significantly.
If the NFL sees that they can get away with this, because Roger Goodell hasn't made a statement. He
Which is
hasn't-
really weird.
He hasn't come because he knows they screwed up.
Yeah.
He knows if he comes forward, the only thing he can possibly say is either we messed up or the Saints get a rematch.
I mean,
But like
it's
he can't
just,
say those things because in his mind the ratings are gonna the ratings are the best they're gonna be right now. He's not right, but that's what he's seeing right now. He thinks
Yeah.
that LA versus Boston is gonna be the best possible thing to make money for the NFL, and he's losing all of Louisiana in that process. I hope he loses all of Missouri and Kansas. I hope he loses that whole area. I hope he loses all those viewers because he doesn't deserve it whenever they put the refs in people's pockets like this.
Yeah.
This is a pro athletic sport, okay? Which means guys work their whole life. They train for years and years. They finally make it to a championship game based on complete skill, everything they've worked so hard for in their life, and then to basically be screwed out of that. Goodell and the NFL didn't deserve any views.
Yeah.
Like, even if
Yeah.
you're a hardcore Rams or Chiefs fan, I mean, a Rams or Patriots fan, you should be able to see that this is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fans have already admitted, like, hey, look, like, this is wrong. And plus, like, I think it's just kind of like a testament as, like, to who he is, just to not even say anything. And I feel like the NFL is just a franchise in general that's not going to admit that they're wrong. And one thing that, like, really made me mad was that, like, I saw a Twitter video, but I think it got taken down. But it was, like, the last play that, I think it was, like, the Saints and Rams interception in overtime. And the caption was, like, the underdog Rams, like, take New Orleans. I'm like,
So that's something else.
Hold on,
They
that's
said
such
the
bull.
Rams and the Patriots were underdogs.
like, that is...
Let's talk about
Let's
this.
talk about this. Let's
I-
spill the tea.
I watch a lot of analysts before games. I make sure to do it on a week-by-week basis. They call the Saints to lose all
Randy is on
the
it.
time.
Randy
And
is-
almost, literally, they have this this NFL series where two guys, you know, if you watch it, you already know who they are. They call it every week who they think's going to win. Every single week. For 8 weeks in a row this season, they called the Saints to lose.
Yeah.
And when the Saints finally played like a low, I think it was the week they played the Bengals. The two guys were like, okay, we're gonna call the Saints to win because we always call them to lose. And I was like, you literally just admitted that you always call the Saints
Right,
to lose,
and then
and
here
that
you
were
are.
wrong, and that you were wrong.
Yeah.
And all the analysts, and like, unless I'm forgetting someone, every single analyst except two women analysts, Cynthia who like does the prediction every week, and another woman. All the guys called the Saints to lose. They all said Rams are going to win. These two women, it was, like I said, Cynthia and another one, they said the Saints were going to win because they said the Saints were going to be just enough to win. And they were right. The Saints did do just enough to win. That didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It simply didn't matter. The Chiefs, I believe, did enough to win. That punt return for a touchdown should have been game over. I think the Chiefs and the Saints did enough to win. Did it matter? No.
Obviously, no.
It doesn't matter at all.
And like another argument, or I guess people are speculating that they wanted to build like the Rams' franchise. You know, like that's like a reason to send them to the Super Bowl to get the Rams like more, or their fans
Well,
like pumped up and everything.
If the Rams would stop changing locations about where their team is,
Right.
this would be a problem. They've
Yeah.
already had like 5 locations.
Yeah.
If they want to be in LA, they better stay in LA. LA's not a football place.
No.
And them going to Super Bowl, that's not going to change that. When we had the opportunity to go to the Rams and the Eagles game. Guess what? I went to the Eagles game. I was scared. Like half the Eagles fan base showed up. Like the
Yeah.
whole away
Yeah,
side was
that
Eagles
was-
players.
Yeah.
We went to the Rams game. Guess what? Almost no Rams fans.
Yeah, I
showed up.
saw like maybe like 2 or 3 Rams people at the NFC Championship, and even like that one
It
game
was-
that we went to the beginning of the season, like
Like,
there
how do
was
you not show up for a championship? That blows my
Right.
mind. It's not a football place. LA has a great basketball place. And
Yeah.
the Dodgers are great, whatever. They're not a football place.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not a football place, and you can't
Yeah.
change that. You can keep bringing football teams to LA. You can keep hoping for the best. There's a reason they keep leaving LA.
yeah.
They're not a
Yeah.
football place.
And it's crazy because like someone posted a video on Twitter of like a bar in LA like watching the Rams win the NFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl. They're all like, yay! But if you look back in 2009 when the Saints
Oh
won the
my
NFC
gosh.
Championship, people were flooding the streets of Bourbon,
People were
fireworks fireworks were
crazy.
going off. Like they lost. Like we partied like for a week straight. And then whenever they won the Super Bowl, we had our own parade. And you had Sean Payton on the float. Like I swear, I thought he was gonna like throw that like trophy off the float. He was like, yeah, like, let's go. Like it is, and because it's like New Orleans football is bigger than like a sport. In my opinion, it's
Yeah,
just like
it's a
symbolized
culture, really.
for
It's really
sure,
a culture.
especially
So,
like after
This is
Katrina
how
and
New Orleans
everything.
work. You got food and you got football.
Yeah.
And you know, like there's the Pelicans too. People love the Pelicans.
Yeah.
But really, there's food and football.
Yeah.
And I think like with Katrina, like the fact that like people stayed in the Superdome, like thousands of people were in the Superdome during Katrina. It became like symbolically just like a home for us, and like we came back and everything.
And like football literally means so much that if
Yeah.
you go there, you see Steve Gleason.
Oh my gosh.
The
yeah.
man, the myth, the legend, Steve Gleason, who blocked the punt when we got back in. There's a statue dedicated to him.
I was there when it happened. Like
When you think about how much football means to people, Steve Gleason just got the Congressional Gold Medal from the government because after he was in New Orleans and he came down with ALS, his mission was always to help others.
Yeah.
Because New Orleans just does that to you. It makes you feel like a family. Like none of these people want to leave this team,
Yeah.
and people are going to argue, well, if they're good, they can just do it again next year. But like, what happens when the Saints get screwed next year? This shouldn't be a
Yeah.
precedent that they're going to start. This shouldn't be something that they get us all used to. I don't want to see the Patriots. I'm tired of seeing the
I
Patriots.
know, like
We've
it's
talked
so
about
annoying.
They've made 8 consecutive AFC
We
championships.
get it.
Wow. They cheated for half of them.
Yay.
Congratulations. It doesn't mean a lot. Tom Brady's legacy doesn't mean anything to me because of the reputation that the Patriots have built upon.
It's just a dirty reputation. It really is. Like they've
How-
just gotten it.
And you can tell your kids that Tom Brady was the best there ever was. And if you want to live with that lie, that's okay. But I'm not going to live by that lie. Breeze has 1 Super Bowl. And guess what? He's a handful of plays from having a dynasty because they've gotten...
He's just a good person in general. Like someone after
an
like the
amazing
NFC
person.
Championship.
There was a video that surfaced of him playing with his kids. right?
Yeah. Well, no. It was a picture. It was, like these 2
picture.
pictures came out where like after the NFC Championship was said and done, like even though he lost, like he still took all of his kids out onto the field and was just like throwing the ball with them and still telling them like, listen, like you can do what you want to do in life. Like if you work hard, you're gonna get there and all this stuff. And the fact that like this was one of like the worst losses of his entire career that was taken away from him. Like he didn't do anything wrong. It was taken away from him because the NFL decided that they don't want the Saints in the championship. He still took his kids out, and there was no media around. Like someone like took the picture like on their phone.
Think about this. If the Saints if they would have had the pass interference call in the 4th quarter, Drew Brees would have ended with 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and it would have been just a normal. It blows my mind. That's a normal day for Drew Brees. That's below normal for Drew Brees. Everyone's like, 400 passing yards in a game. That's just a normal thing for Drew Brees. What? 300 passing yards in a game? That's a normal thing for Drew Brees. Are y'all mentally like drained of what like a normal quarterback is? Because Drew Brees is above and beyond normal every year. And people have gotten so used to it, they're like, he's not an MVP. He's not good enough to be MVP.
Don't talk
Every
about the
year.
GOAT like that. Like, have
That's
some
what-
respect.
That's what people say, though. It blows my mind.
it's
Everyone's
just
like, Patrick
insane.
Mahomes is the MVP this year. And I'm sitting here like, how many interceptions did he have? It doesn't matter how many passing touchdowns he had. How many interceptions did he have?
Yeah.
Like, what does that really mean? Did he lose to big teams? Yes, he lost when it mattered most. Maybe he shouldn't have lost to the Patriots. I don't think he was MVP. Not just the Saints fan, but just overall, Drew Brees earned it more. He had an insane season. He broke tons of records this
Oh
year,
my
just
God,
like he
yeah.
always does.
Yeah.
And yet, we're sitting here having this conversation.
Yeah. Sadly.
We're just not over it. This is like our form of like getting over
But
it.
like this,
I don't think anyone's over it, honestly.
no one should be over it because this is
Literally?
if everyone gets over it, it just shows Roger Goodell and all
Like,
the
he can get away
NFL
with
officials
it.
that he can do whatever
Yeah.
he wants.
That he can control who goes to the Super Bowl, which is not right. It should be
This is
Very
a
based on
square.
like merit.
pro athletic sport, like I said earlier. They train their whole life to get here. Little kids with gleams in their eye and a hard work and dedication. Like, I give them so much props. I could never be a pro athletic like sports player. First off, I'm 5'4". That's the beginning. But I don't have that. I don't have that capability. Even if I wanted to, even if I was 6'1", I don't think I would make it in pro athletics. And they've been working their whole life to get there,
Yeah.
and yet,
To have it taken away from them is just
Yeah.
like, I can't even imagine.
and like, what does this do for the Rams organization? Does this really even help them? The fact that they won, everyone's going to look at them and like, they've said this multiple times, there's going to be a big asterisk next to this win. And the Patriots have asterisks next to every win they get, in my mind. Just because like, Tom Brady, like, okay, he's good. I'll give him that. He's a good quarterback. He's not the greatest of all time. This is a big asterisk next to the Rams, and that's not how you want to start off in a new place like LA.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's not like how you build a fan base, because everyone, like, I feel like the past couple weeks, it's not like, oh, like the Rams won, it's the refs were terrible. You know,
Yeah.
like even like Stephen Colbert was just like, you think God exists? He's like, well, if he did, the Saints would have won, you know? So,
but everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
right, like
Everyone.
not the fact like the Rams won, it's just, oh, like the refs screwed up.
Like, you have Benjamin Watson, you have the
Yeah.
owner for the Saints, you have Ellen. Ellen's out here repping the
Look
Saints.
at Ellen.
Like, you have
because
all
she's
these
from
people-
New Orleans.
Exactly. You have all these people talking about it, and nothing's being done.
Man, Harry Connick Jr.
Goodell's
went
like
off.
Goodell's like flipping up his coat, hoping no one notices. You know what, Goodell?
He's doing
we
that
all
meme.
noticed.
He's doing
We
that
all
meme.
noticed.
Throws up the peace sign. He just like disappears. Come back.
We all
in a
noticed.
couple
And if you
months.
see this video, like, share it, spread it. And I think the biggest message out of all this is, do not watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
If you
Don't watch Super Bowl. You can
you
look
don't
up
like
who
it,
wins
don't.
after. I don't care. None of us care. That's perfectly fine.
I think that's
don't
like the
watch
only
it.
like thing we can do now is just like not to watch it.
Yeah.
Goodell's not going to go back in his word because
No, he's not like
he's not
not
legit.
gonna change anything.
He's not like legit. He is 100% wanting this game to happen. He wanted this game to happen since the beginning of the playoffs, and we all know that now
he's
because
paid
they
too much
screwed him.
money to go back on his word.
Exactly.
like, oh, we gotta like pull some strings out.
If you see this, like it, share it, do everything possible to get this out there and tell people do not watch the Super Bowl. You really want to watch Brady barely win another Super Bowl, have a miraculous comeback,
Haven't seen that
barely
before.
get beat by a fresh new Rams team. It's all storylines we've heard before. It's not going to be a big game. It's really not. It's going to be a big game in these instances. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be because Goodell's going to go out, tell his refs, make it close, okay? We want this to be, like, exciting. It's like when Atlanta Falcons, I don't like them, but they 100% should have won the Super Bowl. Something happened at halftime, and you can call it momentum shift or whatever, but magically Tom Brady comes back with the biggest comeback in overtime. In overtime. So, like, they made that happen. It makes you really wonder. I'm not saying that the Patriots don't have any athletic skill. I'm saying it's crazy how they always end up
It's
in the
just
same position.
Very, yeah. It's like kind of like an eyebrow raising.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's our podcast rant.
Yeah, that's our first podcast. Like I said,
Yeah.
like it, share it, spread it around. Don't watch Super Bowl.
Yeah, if this gets popular, we'll definitely keep making these, and it's not gonna be just like we're not gonna just stick with like one subject.
Yeah, we're not doing, like,
we're gonna
just
do a lot of
sports.
cool stuff.
A lot
Yeah.
of different topics. You
Yeah.
can recommend topics to us.
Oh, yeah,
And we'll
please.
definitely look into stuff like that. We're gonna try to do this once a week. We're gonna see the reaction.
Yeah.
And I mean, if y'all really want us to do it a lot, tell us. Like, comment down below. Please comment. Like, hit us up on Instagram. Do what you gotta do. Anything. We're huge on Instagram right now.
We like deep talks. We like to talk and dish it out, man.
Yeah, we love deep
We're gonna
talks.
Spill
Yeah,
the
you
tea.
can do science, technology, ASMR. He doesn't understand it. I get it. She loves
I
it.
love ASMR.
Your girlfriend
Soap
loves it
cutting
too, right?
videos.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't
They're
know.
everything.
I've seen
It's just
people who like it, but
That's
like,
what got me through finals week. Honestly, I would spend just like on my Snapchat thing. You got like the soap cutting videos. Yeah.
I get it. There's like little niche things, but yeah, we're down to talk
Yeah.
about anything, like anything. Well, you know, there's certain stuff we can't talk about on YouTube, but like almost anything. So anything that doesn't get my video or our video taken down, yeah. So yeah.
Recommend anything, we'll do research on it, and we'll have a educated talk and
it'll be
bear talk.
It'll be a bear talk.
And who knows?
So, like-
we may not all agree. We may fight. I'm kidding.
You know, just like throw a punch.
You know, like the usual.
But yeah. So this has been Bear Talk, and it's where we get down to the bare nitty gritty of the topics
Oh,
like
yeah.
these. So hope you guys Hope you guys and gals enjoyed this thorough conversation, and
Hopefully we'll get over this. I don't think we'll ever. I don't think. Just the look in Randy's eyes right now is just.
but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. This has been BB Tales, Brother Bear Tales, and please bear with us until the next video.